Systematic review and meta-analysis. Overview. Introduction. With increasing number of studies being published in health science, it is hard to keep up with literature. Primary care physicians need evidence for both clinical practice and for public health decision making. Reviews which combine and analyze multiple studies are helpful. All the reviewers are not systematic. Traditional narrative reviews. Systematic review collects all possible studies related to a given topic and design and reviews and analyzes their result. During the systematic review process, the quality of studies is evaluated and a statistical meta-analysis of the study results is conducted. Systematic review and meta-analysis have the highest level of evidence in evidence-based medicine. So, level of significance. Editorials and expert opinion, case series, case reports, then case control studies, cohort study, randomized control trials, and systematic reviews. Terminology. Systematic review is an objective, reproducible method to find answers to a certain research question by collecting all the available studies related to that question and reviewing and analyzing their results. Meta-analysis uses statistical methods on estimates from two or more different studies to form a pooled estimate. Why meta-analysis? Increase the power to establish whether there is an effect, to understand the size of the effect and the certainty around it, to investigate if the effect is consistent across studies, to settle controversies arising from apparently conflicting studies, or to generate new hypotheses. Steps of systematic review. Formulating a research question, protocol and registration, defining inclusion and exclusion criteria, literature search and study selection, quality of evidence, data extraction, analyzing data, result, presentation. Formulating research question. First step involves defining the review question, forming hypothesis and developing review title. Define the population, intervention, comparison, outcome, parameters, PICO parameters. It may be related to a major public health problem or a controversial clinical situation. Protocol and registration. Prior registration of the detailed research plan is important. Primary or the secondary outcomes and methods are set in advance. Many studies are registered with an organization like Prospero. Registration number is recorded when reporting the study. Defining inclusion and exclusion criteria. PICO, study design, publication status, language used and research period, literature search and study selection, essential to perform a broad search with keywords, common bibliographic databases, Medline, MPICE, Cochrane, Central, register of controlled trials and PubMed, etc. Identify both published as well as unpublished and ongoing studies, remove duplicates, literature search and study selection. Select studies that meet inclusion and exclusion criteria based on the abstracts. Final selection based on full text. Keep a log of all excluded studies with reasons. Done independently by at least two investigators. Essential to ensure reproducibility of literature selection. Evaluating quality of evidence of studies helps determine the strength of recommendation in the meta-analysis. Grading of recommendations, assessment, development, and evaluation system. 5-point Oxford rating scale. The Cochrane collaborations tool for assessing the risk of bias. Quality of evidence, grade system, study limitations, inaccuracies, incompleteness of outcome data, indirectness of evidence, risk of publication bias. Quality of evidence, 5-point Oxford rating scale. Randomization 2 points, blinding 2 points, and an account of all patients 1 point. Quality of evidence, the Cochrane collaborations tool for assessing the risk of bias, sequence generation, allocation, concealment, blinding, incomplete outcome data, selective reporting, and other bias. Data extraction, create and use a symbol data extraction form or table. Two different investigators extract data based on objectives and form of the study, differences in size and format of outcome variables. If it is not possible to combine data, may be limited to systematic review. Data analysis aim of meta-analysis is to derive a conclusion with increased power. Data are reviewed qualitatively and quantitatively. Qualitative review of data cannot be combined. Results of individual studies are displayed. Quantitative review, meta-analysis calculating the weighted pooled estimate for the interventions in at least 2 studies. Subgroup analysis should be planned in protocol. The outcome of the meta-analysis is typically expressed using a forest plot. This is a forest plot. Data analysis to combine outcome variables, dichotomous variables, odds ratio, risk difference is used. Continuous variable, mean difference, standardized mean difference is used. Survival time to event data, hazard ratios used. MD, absolute differences between the mean value in two groups. SMD, difference in mean outcome between groups by standard deviation of outcome among participants. Data analysis, risk ratio and risk difference can be used for RCTs, cohort studies, odds ratio for case control and cross-sectional studies. Number needed to treat. Minimum number of patients who need to be treated in the intervention group compared to the control group for a given event to occur in at least one patient. Calculating NNT. So intervention and control, event occurred, event not occurred, and the sum can be calculated. If X is the probability of event occurring in control group and Y is the probability of event occurring in intervention group, then X is equal to C by C plus D and Y is equal to A by A plus B. Absolute risk reduction is equal to X minus Y. NNT is 1 by ARR. In order to analyze the effect size, two types of models can be used: fixed effect model and random effect model. Fixed effect model assumes that the effect of treatment is the same and the variation between results in different studies is due to the random error. Can be used when studies have same design and methodology or when the variability in results within a study is small. Random effect model assumes heterogeneity between the studies being combined. These models are used when the studies are assumed different and even if a heterogeneity test does not show a significant result. Weight does not decrease greatly for studies with a small number of patients. Heterogeneity, three types of tests can be used: forest plot, Cochrane Q test, and Higgins I-square statistics. Publication bias, distortion of meta-analysis outcomes due to the higher likelihood of publication of statistically significant studies rather than non-significant studies. Most common type of reporting bias in meta-analysis to test publication bias, funnel plot to test statistically big and Mason's rank collection, correlation test or Edgar's test can be used. It's a funnel plot. Publication bias. If publication bias is detected, the trim and fill method can be used to correct bias. Sensitivity analysis used to determine how results of a systematic review of the meta-analysis change by filtering the data. If changing makes little or no difference, conclusions are robust. If key findings disappear after change, conclusion need to be expressed more cautiously. Result presentation, analytical content and method should be described in detail. Flowchart is displayed with the literature search and selection process. A table is shown with characteristics of included studies and a table included with the information related to quality of evidence, data analysis, forest plot, and funnel plot. If results use dichotomous data, NNT values can be reported. Guidelines for reporting meta-analysis, quality of reporting of meta-analysis statement, preferred reporting items of systematic review and meta-analysis statement. Result preparation, review manager software, which is used for meta-analysis, gives two types of p-values. First p-value for the test and second p-value is chi-square test. Mutations of SR and quality depends on what was published in literature, takes longer time, can quickly be outdated, needs to be updated. There may not be enough research in literature to analyze.